Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We would like to give a few more minutes to our attendees since we're right at 11. Let's do a little roll call or check-in for me, and let me see if you all can raise your hand and let me know if you are here. Do we have Wilson Intermediate from Malvern in the house? Okay, I see a hand up, although that's Hot Springs, I believe. But do we have Marion Middle present? Not yet. Do we have Mansfield Middle? Raise your hand if it's you. Do we have Lisa Academy West? Awesome. Do we have Paris Middle in yet? Do we have Quitman Junior Middle? And all the way from Gwinnett County, Georgia, my home state, do we have the Virtual Academy? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. My name is Sharice Cross, and I am the assistant. So glad you're here, Miss West. But I am the Educational Programs Assistant Manager here for at the Clinton Center and for the Clinton Foundation. We are super, super excited because today is our inaugural Fall Service Day for 6th through 8th graders. We've always had high school, but now we have one for middle school students. So this is our first of many, and we are so excited to have you all here. And today's Fall Service Day will feature the organization called 3 Wishes for Ruby's Residents. I'll introduce the individual kid board members to you in just a moment, but we just want to give you a little bit of information about them. This organization was started by Ruby Chitsey, and it is in efforts to inspire students to help in their communities and to do students your age to help in their communities and to make a difference in whatever way they can. So first, before we get started, we have a little icebreaker for you guys. So I'm going to bring on Cassie. Cassie is our Educational Programs Associate, and she'll be doing the icebreaker with you guys. And then I'll come back and introduce the kid board to you. Okay, let's get started, Cassie.
Hi, good morning, everybody. As Ms. Cross mentioned, I'm going to be doing icebreaker with you this morning. So we're going to start with just 2 trivia questions. So I'm going to launch the first question here. All right, so you should be seeing it on your screen now. And I want to know if you know what the definition of public service is. So I'll give you about 30 to 45 seconds to submit your answers. If you are in a class setting, maybe you can do a raise your hand type poll and submit your answers. So what is the definition of public service? Is it the business of supplying a commodity such as electricity or gas, or a service such as transportation to any or all members of a community? Is it a service rendered in the public interest? Is it a governmental employment, also known as civil service? So I'm going to give it just a few more seconds here. It looks like only 30% of you have voted, so go ahead and vote. It's not going to tell me who says what, so you don't have to worry. All right. Looks like majority of you have voted, so I'm going to go ahead and end the polling. And it looks like majority of you actually got it right. It is all of the above. So public service can be a commodity, such as a item, right? So maybe many of you have participated in things like a food drive at your age. If you have canned food drives at your school or other places, or a service such as volunteering. Maybe you volunteered at your age before. Okay, so we are going to do the second poll now. And I want to know what you think the percent of Americans that volunteered in 2018 is. So once again, I'll give you about 30 to 45 seconds. What percent of American adults do you think volunteered in 2018? We have roughly 10%, about 30%, or do you think it's closer to 50%? If we can get a few more votes in, I'll close it at 45 seconds. Oh, it's tied. Oh, okay. There we go. It's tied again. All right. So it looks like 44% of you are correct. Roughly 30% of American adults volunteered in the year 2018. So we are here today to maybe inspire you to become engaged in public service and to increase that number for 2020. So with that, I will give it back to Ms. Cross. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Cassie. It is really important, you guys, that we all do what we can do to help make our communities better. And I know right now during this time, it is, it's a little hard with the pandemic, but there are still things that you all can do to help your community and to help others. So to tell you a few of those things and to tell you about the things that they do, we're going to get started with our Fall Service Day. So right now, I apologize. I am seeing the wrong thing on my screen. Okay, so let me introduce to you Ruby Chitsey. Ruby Kate is a 12-year-old Arkansas native who is the founder and CEO of a nonprofit organization, 3 Wishes for Ruby's Residents. The organization is led by youth activists who raise awareness for the 1.5 million residents living in America's nursing homes and provide them with small items of need to make their life sweeter and more enjoyable. She has an emphasis on those who are impoverished and who are trying to make ends meet on small government stipends. Ruby has raised more than $300,000 for her cause since 2019 and fulfilled more than 3,000 wishes to seniors. Joining Ruby today are the other members of her Kid Board, Oliver Chitsey, who is the president of the Kid Board. It just waved to you. Oliver is going to tell you a little bit more about himself. He's an avid reader, though, and he noticed that books weren't available to elders in the nursing home, and that prompted him, but he'll tell you more about that. Leo is the vice president. Hi, Leo. Leo is the vice president, and his family moved to Arkansas to care for his late grandfather who had Alzheimer's and spent his last years in one of the very nursing homes that Ruby Kate serves. At a very young age, he learned to care for the homeless community by filling bags with socks, snacks, toiletries, and other comfort items and handing them out during their daily travels. And again, Leo's going to tell you more about himself in just a little while. And then we have Sawyer with that awesome love background. Hi, Sawyer. Now, Sawyer is the secretary of the Kid Board, and Sawyer is going to tell you more about how he helps the residents as the activities director. So we are so excited to welcome you all today, and everybody is going to give you a little virtual hand for being here and for the things that you guys are doing. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll get started with Ruby.
Hi, so let me just screen share my presentation real quick. Play it will play. Okay. So, hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in with us. Today we're going to talk about volunteering and helping others. I choose to volunteer with nursing home residents. Today I'll tell you who we are, what we do, and why we volunteer. This is a picture of the Kid Board for 3 Wishes of Ruby Chitsey. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm in the 7th grade, but I started this project when I was in 5th grade. I was named one of People's Magazine's 10 Girls Changing the World, and I was the youngest to receive this award. My hobby is helping nursing home seniors. I think all kids can volunteer. A lot of kids don't like to play sports, dance, or cheer. I definitely was not one of those kids. I liked helping people, and I just think kids need to learn that volunteering is a hobby too. Now I'd like to tell you what I do. It's important to understand that most nursing home residents are on a monthly stipend of $40. I'm sorry. I'm nervous. That small stipend of $40 pays for stuff like cell phones, new clothes, haircuts, pet food, and any outside meals. $40 does not go very far. A haircut is $10, and if you think about that, that's 25% of their income. Do you know how many seniors I've met who skip haircuts in order to keep their cell phones on? Too many. Now I'd like to tell you how I help the residents. I find out ways what the residents need from the staff. Here is a photo of the most common items that the residents ask for. As you can see here, the items are very simple and things that you and I have plenty of. Can you imagine eating school cafeteria food for the rest of your life and nothing else? We also provide a ton of soda out of the machine that costs about $2 and they simply can't afford it. I'd like to spend the next few slides telling you more about what we do and how we help nursing home residents. One of my favorite projects that we do is 3 Witches for Whiskers. We match shelter cats with nursing home seniors, and we give them a permanent pet. They love this so much, and it's so cute. I work with the Humane Society to find cats that would make a great lazy pet for the nursing home seniors. The ladies you see here are Henrietta and Ray. They each gave up a cat when they moved to the nursing home. Sweetie spent 4 long years in the shelter, but is now the queen of the nursing home. The Humane Society of Eureka Springs helped us match Sweetie, and it is the perfect fit. Another one of my favorite 3 Wishes projects is Adopt a Resident. We match nursing home residents with people in the community who are, I'm sorry, my cat just jumped in my lap. Who are willing to send them birthday cards, holiday greetings, and an occasional treat. This is so important because about 90% of our nursing home residents do not have visitors. This was true even before COVID, and it has only gotten worse. This is Ronnie. Everyone loves our 3 Wishes project called Operation Happy. Our residents have little access to their favorite outside meals. It's not like you and I who can just hop in the car and go to where and get whatever they're craving. We bring dozens of Happy Meals to the nursing home to surprise the residents. I've actually seen residents cry over a McDonald's French fry, and that's very, very sad. Some residents have not had fast food in years. They can't afford it, and most don't have family to bring it to them. I love this project, and it's one of my favorites. This is the last project I will tell you about. It's our Three Witches Community Center in Harrison, Arkansas. This is where we do most of our work. We box up wishes here and get them ready for delivery. The building is staffed by seniors from our community who still feel the need to volunteer. It gives them a chance to feel valuable and needed. This community center is a great way to connect the young and old. I'm going to stop here and see if you guys have any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for anybody in the kid board right now? If you have any questions, you can type them in the Q&A section or in the chat if you like, so that we can share the questions with them. And I'd just like to ask a question, Ruby, to you or to any of the other kid board members. Why did you decide to join the kid board?
So I wanted to have this kid board because they're so special and they have all stories behind them and all their stories are so unique, and I thought having them on the board was just going to be a special touch to Three Witches.
What about you, Leo? Why did you decide to join the kid board?
Well, before I was even invited to the kid board, I knew about this Three Wishes project, and I was astounded by this. I thought it was amazing. Like she said, I was already trained at a young age to do the right thing. So when I got invited to this, it was astounding. The amount of days I could make, lives I could improve, that was something I could not say no to.
Awesome. Sawyer? What made you decide to join the kid board?
I wanted to make more residents happy than I was already making happy by my great-grandma and Aunt Pansy.
Oh,
Ruby gave me a great opportunity to do this.
awesome. That's wonderful. And Oliver?
The reason I volunteered was because 4 years before I joined, my grandpa died, and I felt very bad. So I wanted to make seniors have a happy life before they had to go.
Okay, I think that's so honorable. I love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, Cassie, I think we have a couple of questions in the Q&A if you want to do those.
Sure, thank you. So Ruby, this question is for you from Malvern Middle School, Gifted and Talented. Why did you decide to work with senior citizens?
So I wanted to work with senior citizens because I've been going to the nursing home ever since I was 4, and I thought it was so special. When I was 10, that's when I really started learning that they didn't have most things like I had. Their walls were just bland, and they were that pretty tannish color you see in every school in America. They were bland, and I felt the need to help them, and I'm here now, and I love it.
Okay, and this next question, how has COVID-19 affected Three Wishes?
COVID-19 has definitely affected Three Wishes. It's affected how we volunteer. It's affected who we visit and how we visit. We will gather slushies from Sonic and drop them off at the front doors of the nursing home, and the staff will hand them out. And I'm so thankful that they do that, because if they didn't, we couldn't do anything for COVID. And we'll go outside the windows and draw on the windows. We do a lot of stuff that's COVID friendly, and we just do that a whole bunch now.
Great, and this is a question that I have. How or do you want to expand Three Wishes?
I want to spread all across America. I think that's been a goal ever since I started. We also want to spread to every state. We have a couple states that help us in America. We have Ohio, we have Florida, and I think we have Pennsylvania as well. So we just want to get every state in America involved in Three Wishes, and I think that's just one way how we can improve.
Great, well, we'll pass it back to you to continue your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Uh-oh, the slide is not changing. Okay, now it is. Now I'd like to tell you why I volunteer. I volunteer for people like Shannon. This is a picture of a nursing home resident named Shannon. She's my friend. Shannon has no family or outside visitors. She relies on, I skipped a part. She does not even get a stipend at all. She receives nothing. She relies on charity for all sorts of important things like haircuts, new clothes, new shoes, and especially her favorite Dr. Pepper. Shannon also loves chocolate. She enjoys a real Hershey's bar. I make sure people like Shannon have the small important things that everyone deserves. It's so important to realize that there are almost 1 million people just like Shannon. 1 million people like Shannon. That's over 4 times the population of Little Rock. This is another picture of Shannon reading a postcard we sent her. Small things like this make a huge impact on her life. It's not always about the things you buy Shannon, it's the things that you can give Shannon. There are 1.3 to 1.5 million nursing home residents in America. In my community, over 90% of the nursing home residents are on a low monthly stipend of $40 a month. Here's a picture of our most common wish items. As you can see, the residents do not ask for fancy cars or fancy vacations. They just ask for the small items you see pictured here. COVID-19 has affected our nursing homes to the COVID-19 has closed our nursing homes to the public on March 13, 2020. That has definitely affected how we volunteer. We now rely on essential staff to tell us the small wishes of residents. The nursing home seniors are very lonely during COVID, and they need us now more than ever. Because of that, we gave out over 1,000 wishes just this summer. We delivered them to the front door of nursing homes. We also did things like put up iPad stations for the nursing home so residents could FaceTime their family members. Here are a few more ways we changed because of COVID-19. We gave residents permanent pets like Sweetie the cat. We delivered favorite snacks like Sonic Slushies to the door of the facility every month for seniors in nursing homes. Sawyer also made an amazing TV show called Kids Connect where we are able to broadcast this to nursing homes on iPads. Now I'd like to introduce you to all of them.
Hello, my name is Oliver Chitsey. Oh wait, I'm not. Sorry. Hello, my name is Oliver Chitsey. Wait, huh?
She's going to control your stream. Has it changed screen yet?
Yes. Okay, wait. Hello, my name is Oliver Chitsey. Hello, my name is Oliver Chitsey. I'm 10 years old. I'm the Kid Board president for 3 Wishes for Ruby's residents. The reason I volunteer is for people like Marilyn. Marilyn has little access to TV and barely use a radio. I make sure she can have access to the internet by giving her a laptop. I make sure she has great books to read. I even gave her an Echo Dot so that she can now ask Alexa to tell her a joke, read her a book, or check the weather. I learned that many people like Marilyn have poor access to books. I started a national book drive and I've gained over 1,000 books for seniors. My program keeps the books out of landfills and puts them in the seniors' hands in need. Next up is Leo.
Hi, I'm Leo. I am the vice president for 3 Wishes, and I'm here to talk with you a bit. So one of my favorite projects is the birthday celebrations. So everyone loves birthdays. That's a universal principle of people. So when I realized that the residents don't even have birthday celebrations, not even a card, that really made me hurt. I mean, I love the cards, the presents, the cake. I knew I had to do something. So we started celebrating these residents' birthdays every month. Before COVID, we would go over. Sawyer would bake them cupcakes. We would get cards and their favorite drinks, everyone would come over. I even learned how to play Happy Birthday on the piano just for the residents, and I played that every time we went there, and it was super nice. And that really affected me personally. That made me feel like, hey, I'm doing something. One of my other favorites was the pillow project. This is one of the first things that I did. So the residents' pillows weren't the best. Now, the nursing homes are trying as much as they can, but they had a budget. So they couldn't get the most comfortable pillows for them. So we bought a couple hundred pillows, all of them super comfy, and we sent them over to 2 nursing homes, and we got every resident a new fresh pillow. And I mean, like, I have a good pillow too. That pillow is the difference between me having a good night's sleep or me waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So all of those residents having something special is a change.
Hi, I'm Sawyer and I'm the secretary. I like to plan activities for the residents. Two of my favorite activities is the Christmas program and the 4th of July. My brother, sister, and I told the Christmas story. Then we sang hymns like Hark the Herald Angels Sing and Go Tell It on the Mountain. After that, we sent out goodie bags to all the residents with chocolate chip cookies and sugar cookies. Then, now the 4th of July, my baseball team came up and we played wiffle ball. Then, my Papa Tony's gospel band played music and the residents clapped and sang with it. Then they ate cake and watched fireworks. Some of the residents said they hadn't seen fireworks in years.
Thank you so much for having us today. If you have any finishing questions, you can ask them now.
Thank you so much, Ruby, Oliver, Leo, and Sawyer. You guys were awesome. You guys are awesome, actually. I just want to take the time to tell you the work that you're doing is so important. And I want to make sure that you know that you guys are doing such a great thing. And please, please, please continue it. So we do have a couple of questions for you guys right now. One question is from Lisa Lovely. I'm not exactly sure what school that is, but the question is, if anyone wants to join, how do we do that?
So what we do is you can just reach out to Three Wishes on our Facebook page, on our Instagram, or you can even come down here. We have volunteer forms, so you can just fill those out and we'll get right back to you.
So do you have those forms on your website as well?
We do.
Okay. So maybe in the chat, we can put you guys' website address up there. Okay. There's also another question from Malvern Middle. It says, how did you get so many people involved in your project?
Social media for sure. We do a lot on social media by spreading what we do and showing what we do. There's a lot that goes with it. We do a lot of volunteer projects and that gains a lot of attention from social media.
Awesome. Social media does help a lot. And do you plan on adding to the kid board?
We are looking to add, we have 3 more applications to the kid board. I am the only girl right now. So we definitely are looking for girls, and we're also looking for guys, but we're looking for more and we're expecting to add.
So there is one more question that says, how do you plan on dealing with COVID moving forward?
Right now, we're just going to continue on what we're doing by drawing on windows and dropping off stuff at the nursing home doors. Hopefully COVID will end soon because I'm really tired of staying at my house. But I also I hope it ends really soon because I want to go give a hug to all my nursing home residents.
Awesome. I know how that feels. My grandfather was in a nursing home, and I wanted to go and see him every day. And I can't imagine if he had been in a nursing home during this time, because I loved spending time with him. And I really understand that that's really needed right now. Thank you guys again so much. I think we have had all of our questions, but I do have another question for you guys. How can we help you? How can the public help you? Can we get any money to you? Are there any things that we can donate to assist?
I think definitely just spreading awareness on our social media page, on all our social medias. You can donate to us at 3wishes.global. There's a lot of things you can do, but social media for sure. I'm really excited.
Okay, so we do have the website in the chat now. Thank you so much, Cassie, for putting that up there so that all attendees can see it. It is 3wishes.global, as Ruby just said. And there are so many things that I know that we can do to help you guys. And you guys are doing such an awesome job that I can't imagine how the residents are just missing you guys right now during the pandemic, especially. So you guys have done so many wonderful things for them. And who thinks of all of these ideas?
We all do. The kid board just comes up with it together. We have kid board meetings. There's a lot that comes with it, but it's mostly the kids, and I think we have great ideas.
I think you have great ideas too. I think there'll be a lot of people that agree with you. We do have a few more questions coming up. Is there an age limit for the kid board?
So there isn't age limit for now. It's under 16, but I'm really excited to see where it goes.
So, question to Leo. I see your face. Leo, how is this preparing you for the future?
Could you repeat that?
How is this preparing you for the future? How are these experiences preparing you for the future?
Well, that's actually kind of a tough one. First of all, this is going to be a great life experience. This is going to give me everything I need in life from now on, especially leadership. That is an extremely big thing that's coming from this, and that is going to help me so much later in life. All of it is. Compassion is another big one. It's just huge. Like, this is the most kind stuff I could ever imagine to do for anyone. That's why I joined in the first place. So it's a big deal. I would say it helps me later in life just to be me, to be the person who I want to be.
Wonderful, awesome. And Oliver, is there any advice that you'd like to give to other students your age about the things that they can do to get involved in their community right now?
I would say if you wanted to help with us, I would say the first thing you could do is, I accidentally left this out when I was speaking, but 320 million books a year get thrown into American landfills. And That's a lot of books. That's a lot of wasted books. So instead of throwing away books, I would say either recycle them or give them away. It's a really nice thing to do.
I see all those books behind you. Are those books that you collected?
Yes, there's actually a whole row of them. I couldn't show them right now, but this is just a little bit of them.
And what do you do with those books?
I bring them in my cart, and since coronavirus, I cannot go into the center, so I bring them to the door, and I let the nurses hand them out to the residents.
Wonderful. So is there kind of like a library or book loan that you do and you give them a little while? Do you actually give them away or do they give them back to you?
We give them away, and they get to keep them, yes.
Oh, wonderful. That's even better. They get to keep the books. Sawyer, I do have a question for you. Are you ready, Sawyer?
Yes?
Okay, so Sawyer, as the activities director, prior to COVID, what were some of your favorite things to do other than like baking? Did you do any like fun activities with them, any games?
We did the 4th of July celebration during COVID, and we did the fireworks for them.
Wonderful. Is that what you love the most?
Yes, it
Great.
is.
And Ruby, I'll ask you this last question. And I guess this question can actually go to all of you all. Ruby, what's your most memorable moment from volunteering?
So a while back before COVID, I actually got to hand out an electric wheelchair, and I handed that out to Shannon, the person I was talking about earlier. She was so sweet, and her reaction was just so cute, just a lot of happy tears. And I actually got to drive it around a little bit. I got to like test drive it, and when I gave it to her, I got to test drive it and drive it up to her, and she was like so happy. And she was just so excited, and I'm so happy for her.
Wonderful. I know that smile probably really just warmed your heart, right?
Yes, I forgot to add that she was paralyzed in her side of her arm, so it's hard for her to get around. I forgot to add that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You're doing great. Thank you. And Oliver, what's your most memorable moment?
I remember when we were doing the pillow drive, there was this one lady, and the second I handed her the pillow, she hugged it and started smiling and crying. It's the first thing I think of when I think of 3 wishes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Leo?
My favorite would probably be back before COVID. We went out into the little fenced backyard and we tilled up the ground and we planted a couple of plants, and by now those plants have grown and the residents love them. They can tend to them, and they can also even have the produce that comes from them, so they can get some fresh produce too. It's kind of like memories of back when they were young on their farms.
Oh,
And
that's sweet.
that was amazing to help with.
Oh, that's so sweet. Now, I do have a couple more questions from people. One says, what are the positions that are left on the kid board?
This is actually something that our adult board decides. I'll have my mom explain that. We are looking for 3 kids. We want someone to be in charge of diversity and help us consider that in everything we do. We're also looking for a child to help us with accessibility issues to make sure we're honoring all their disabilities. We have a lot of disabilities in our residents, whether it's blindness or they're paralyzed. And then we just want a general board member to go along with that can specialize in whatever they want to.
those applications will be going out in the next 2 weeks on our Facebook page, which is 3 Wishes for Ruby's Residents. Anyone can just log on and click on the Google link and fill out that application, and we'll be reviewing those sometime this month.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. Chitsey. Now, we are running like way ahead of time, and I am so surprised by that. So I would actually like to take a moment to see if there are actually any classes where I'd like to unmute you and you can ask them any question that you like. If you just raise your hand to let me know that you have a question, then I can unmute you and you can ask the board your question.
While we give the classes some time to think, I have a question for you all. How many hours a week or a month do you dedicate to your residents and 3 Wishes?
So I spend at least 5 hours a week here at the 3 Wishes Community Center. I do a lot of homeschooling here. So when I'm done with my school, I can just volunteer here and continue to work up here.
I spend maybe about 10 hours a week on 3 Wishes because it's a really important thing to me. So I think that's time is all spent right, every second of it.
I'm very busy. I play sports and stuff, but any second I can have that I have time alone with my mother, I try to make a video for the residents so they can see it, and I try to get more books so that they can have fun reading.
I spend about 5 hours every month on it.
That's awesome. You're all very, very dedicated. It looks like we have a question coming in from KJ and Jason. So let's see.
So you are unmuted now, KJ and Jason. Can you say something to make sure that we can hear you?
Hi. Hello.
Hi, what's your question for the kid board?
Do the board members need to live in Arkansas? And if not, how do we start a branch in a separate state?
What state are you in?
Georgia.
They do not need to live in Arkansas. Like I said earlier, we're trying to expand all over America. So having board members from any other state is great.
Thank you so much for that question, all the way from Georgia. Are there any more questions, you guys? Well, I'd like to take the time again to thank you all so very much. We do have some ideas for you guys that we are sharing with your teachers or those that registered. There's some ideas to allow you to participate virtually in helping your communities and for serving others. So we will get those sent out for you guys. And just as I am ending, I believe we have another question. So we'll take this last question and then do a final wrap up. Do you have face-to-face meetings?
We do a lot of Zoom meetings, but we also meet up here at the 3 Wishes Community Center. So it's just like a lot of Zoom and a lot of meeting up. I think on Zoom, it's kind of limited on ideas. It's kind of confusing, but here at the community center, it really expresses our ideas and we can get a lot explained here.
Would you like to tell them all where you're located, where your community center is located?
Our community center is located in downtown Harrison, Arkansas.
Okay, you guys, thank you again for coming to our first annual, our inaugural really, fall service day for 6th through 8th graders. This has been a wonderful presentation. We are so happy to have Ruby, Oliver, Leo, and Sawyer here to share with us their experiences. And you guys are truly remarkable.